Welcome back to another video. In this tutorial, we are going to look at how we can understand the concept behind binomial theorem. Okay, so basically, binomial theorem, okay, binomial theorem, if you want to do an expansion, you have to go through the process, okay, expanding using Pascal's theorem, or using if the exponent is very minimal, like 2 or 3, then you can use your normal way of expanding. But once it gets to 4, 5, 6 upwards, then the workload becomes much more difficult. So you have to use what we call the Pascal theorem. Then this comes to mind: what if you are asked to find the middle term? Okay, so if you want to find the middle term given these functions, then you have to go through the Pascal's theorem, then you obtain your solution. But we are working towards time. So what uh, other methods can make us so quick to get the solution? Okay, so that is when there is this formula. That is why there is this formula called binomial middle term formula. Binomial middle term formula. So with that, if you want to find the middle term given, for instance, a something like, it should be in the standard form, okay? The binomial theorem expansion, okay? The binomial expansion should be in the standard form. So once the binomial expansion is in the standard form, then you can apply that. If it's not in the standard form like this, then you have to go through the Pascal's theorem. And don't forget, if you have the degree or the exponent to be a fraction, not to be an integer. Fractions are not part of the integers family. Okay, so if the degree is not part of the integers, then you have to, go through the Pascal's theorem to get your middle term or whatever expansion you want to do. Okay, so this is what we have right here, and you want to find the middle term to this particular expansion and to this as well. So right here, what do we do? So your expansion has to be in the standard form, that is a plus b or exponent n. That is the standard form for binomial expansion. Okay, so if you want to identify the middle term to this particular binomial expansion, 4 plus 2x or exponent 6, then one, you have to note that first condition A, if the exponent is even, the exponent, which is the n, is even, then your middle term or the middle term is at k equals n over 2 plus 1. So that is how we find the middle term if the exponent or the degree is even. Even numbers, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and that order. So if the exponent is even number, then you can use this formula to find the middle term. Okay, so that is how you find the middle term if the exponent is even. Okay, B, if the exponent is odd, right? Odd numbers, right? So for instance, okay, so if the exponent is odd, then the middle term is at two places, right? Is at two places, right? And thus k equals n plus 1 over 2, and k equals n plus 3 over 2. So that is the position of the middle term if the n is odd. Okay, so if the n is odd, you're going to have two middle terms. If the n is odd, you're going to have two middle terms. But if the n is even, you're going to have only one middle term. Okay, so let's go through the process, okay, to find the middle term to this particular expansion. Okay, so once we know this, then the next thing we have to know, and that is the I think this is the most crucial aspect. Once you know this, then the rest is just you have to remember, because that is a formula. This is a formula as well, but this is very crucial. If you mess up with this, you're going to have different results. Okay, so take very good notes of this ones very well. Now let's move to the binomial middle term, formula, right? So the binomial middle term formula is given by T subscript K equals n combination K minus 1, okay? Then A exponent n minus into K minus 1, then B exponent K minus 1. That is the formula to the middle term, to obtaining the middle term of a binomial expansion. Okay, so now we know how to find the k right from here. Okay, you know how to find the k in here. Okay, so let's consider this problem. Problem 1, which is 4 plus 2x all exponent 6. Good. So over here, we know that the exponent is even. Okay, so once the exponent is even, then we are going to decide on this formula. Okay, so since n is equal to 6, then our k will be equal to n over 2 plus 1, right? So this basically is going to be 6 over 2 plus 1, and that is basically equal to 4. So that means that our middle term is at the fourth position of the expansion. That is the fourth term. Okay, so over here, how to identify the A and the B? Your A is the constant, okay? Your A is the constant, and your B is equal to the one with the variable. Okay, so we have that information. We have our A, we have our B, we have our K, right? This is a combination symbol, right? Combination symbol. It's right there on your calculator, or you can calculate it, okay, by yourself. Okay, so here, T subscript 4 will be equal to, that is the fourth term. The fourth term denoted as this, okay. The fourth term is equal to n, which is 6 combination k minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, that is 3, times a, which is 4 exponents n, which is 6 minus into k minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, times b, which is 2x, right? All exponents 4 minus 1, right? So we have our middle term to be equal to 6 combination 3, 4 exponents 6 minus 4 plus 1, times 2x or exponent 3, right? So we're going to have 6 combination 3 into 4 exponent 6 minus 4 plus 1, that is 3, right? So into 2x exponent 3, right? So this, when you simplify it, then we're going to have 6 combination 3 into 4 exponent 3 is 64, right? And then we have 2 exponent 3, and that is 8 times x exponent 3. So this is what we have so far. So over here, we know that the fourth term is going to be 6 combination 3 into 64 into 8x exponent 3, right? So we know that 6 combination 3 is 20, right? I know that. How to get it on your calculator? Now, come to the upper left, the extreme upper left on your calculator using the cashew, extreme upper left on your calculator, then you press shift button. Okay, so shift. Then you come to the keyboard, you have the whitish buttons over there. You have the division symbol. So press on the division symbol, and then you have your combination that you are looking for. So that is 6 combination 3, right? And that is 20. So we have 6 combination 3 to be 20 into 64 into 8x cubed, right? And that is equal to, so now we're going to multiply this. That is 20 times 64 times 8, right? And that is 10240, right? 10240 s cubed. That is a solution, and that is what we are interested in. So that's the middle term of x of 4 plus 2x or exponent 6 is 10240 x exponent 3. So that is the middle term to this particular binomial expansion. That is great. Now we have the second problem, which has an exponent of odd number, right? So we're going to try that one too as well and see how it's going to be. So we have the question 2 to be 3 plus x or exponent 5. So right here, we know that 5 is an odd number, right? So we use the alternative formula, right? And that is k is equal to n plus 1 on 2, and k equals n plus 3 over 2. So this tells us that we have two middle terms because the exponent is odd number. So here we're going to have our exponent, our middle term, to be equal to n, which is 5 plus 1 over 2, and that is 3. And the other one is going to be 5 plus 3 over 2, right? And that is 4, right? So we know that our n is 5. Okay, so we know the binomial middle term formula. So here we're going to have t sub, when we pick, for instance, if k equals 3, then we are going to have t subscript 3 equals 5 combination 3 minus 1, that is 2, combination, that is combination 2. Then our a from here, our a is equal to 3 and our b is equal to x. So we have 3 exponents n, which is 5 minus into 3 minus 1. Then our b is x exponent t, which is 3 minus 1, right? So we're going to have our middle term to be equal to 5 combination 2 into 3 exponents 5 minus 3 minus 1, so plus 1 x exponent 2, right? So we have c subscript 3 to be equal to 5 combination 2 into 3 exponent 5 minus 3 plus 1, that's 3, right? Then we have s exponent 2. So that is going to give us that is going to give us our middle term. That's the third middle term. That's the third term. Okay, C3 means the third term. So the third term is going to be equal to 5 combination 2 times 3 exponent 3 s exponent 2, right? So we have our third term to be 5 combination 2. Write on your calculator, you know that 5 combination 2 is 10 times 3 exponent 3 is 27, right? X squared. So we have C3 equals 10 times 27 is 270 S squared. Wow. So we have our first middle term, which is the third term, right? Now, let's consider if k equals 4, right? So if k equals 4, then you're going to have T4 equals our formula, which is 5 combination k minus 1, which is k is 4, so we're going to have 3. Then our a, which is 3 exponent 5 minus into 4 minus 1. Then our b, which is x exponent 4 minus 1, right? So we're going to have C4 equals 5 combination 3 into 3 into 5 minus 4 plus 1 times x exponent 3. So we have our fourth term to be equal to 5 combination 3 into 3 into 5 minus 4, that is 5 minus 4 plus 1, that is 2, right? X exponent 3. So we have 5 combination 3 is the same as 5 combination 2. So we have 10, right? Into 3 squared is 9, x cubed, right? So we have that to be equal to 90s cubed. That is great. That is great. So we can see clearly that our middle term for this expansion is the middle term. The middle terms are the first one is 270, which is the third term. So 270s squared and 90s cubed. So these are the middle term for this particular binomial expansion problem. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe, share with your mates, and I'm going to give you more updates. Bye-bye.